Hi everyone, welcome back. In this video, I'll show you step by step how to build a Power Automate flow that triggers when a SharePoint item is created, formats the data into a clean HTML table, and emails it automatically. Now let's deep dive into the demo and walk through each step of building this flow. Now here you can see I am on the Power Automate dashboard, where we can build and manage all our flows. First, I created a SharePoint list in Demo Site 123. To create the list, simply click on New, and then select List from the drop-down. Here, I selected the blank list option and named the list Test List. And finally, I clicked on the Create button to finish. Now the test list has been created successfully. Now I'm going to add some columns. To add a column, simply click on Add Column. First, I added a text column and gave it the name. Next, I added another text column and called it Email. And finally, I added a choice column called it Department with two options, IT and Sales. Now I'm going to add the first item into the test list. Now let's go back to Power Automate to continue building the flow. To create a new flow, simply click on the Create button. Then select Automated Cloud Flow. I gave the flow the name Test Flow 1. And you can see I chose the trigger when an item is created in the SharePoint list. Here, I simply disabled the new designer view to continue with the classic experience. Now in the trigger, I simply selected the site address. And then choose the test list. Now for the next step in the flow, simply click on the Next Step button. From the Actions list, I selected the Compose action. In the Compose action, I pasted the HTML table code, which will format the list item details into a neat table. In this HTML table, I use dynamic values from the trigger. In this example, I use ID, name, email, and department, so that each time a new item is added, these details will appear automatically in the email. Now for the Add Another action, simply click on the Next Step button in the flow. Here, I added the action Send an Email v2 to send out the formatted table by email. In the To field, I selected one of the user emails within my organization. His name is Rahul. I also added the subject line as Test. For the body, I inserted the output from the Compose action, so the HTML table appears directly inside the email. After configuring the email action, I clicked on Save to save the flow. Here you can see that your flow is ready to test. Now to test the flow, I simply clicked on the Test button and selected the Manually option. Here now I added a new item in the SharePoint test list to trigger the flow during the manual test. Before checking the flow run, let me show you my Outlook inbox. Now if I add an item in the SharePoint test list, the flow will automatically trigger and send the email. Here you can see the item was created successfully in the SharePoint test list. Now let's check the Power Automate flow to confirm it has run successfully. Now let's check in Outlook to verify that the email has been received. Now here in Outlook, you can see the test email has arrived, showing the formatted table with the item details. And that's it. We've successfully built and tested a flow that sends an email with a formatted table whenever a new item is added to the SharePoint list. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more quick tips.